Hello and welcome to the World of Work, brought to you by Not Going to Uni. Today we are going to be starting off talking to Generation UK. I have the lovely Steph and also Ade, who's going to be talking all about her experiences with Generation UK. So first of all, welcome to you both. How are we feeling today?
Yeah, really good. This is novel for us. We don't get to
Yeah.
often come out from behind a computer screen. So although we're coming to everyone here through a screen, it's nice to kind of be sat here in person.
Yes, wonderful.
Yeah, and being with one of our generation graduates as well is always awesome.
Yes, fantastic. So obviously we know your names, of course. We have the lovely Steph and Ade. Could you just tell us a little bit about your role, and then also you can speak about your role as well, Ade, and maybe how you managed to get on the programme. So we'll go with you first.
Yeah, absolutely. So hi everyone watching at home or at school. My name is Steph. I am the admissions director at Generation UK and Ireland. What does that actually mean? Who are Generation? We are a global charity. We're in about 16 different countries at the moment and growing by the day. And we deliver online training programs that are specific to particular industries, and then we connect our learners to opportunities in the workplace to kind of get you into an incredible, sustainable, meaningful career afterwards. And we do that in a variety of different industries where we know there's lots of vacancies and that the industries are kind of booming at the same time. So I'll pass over to Ade.
Yes, thank you, Stephanie. Hello everyone, my name is Ade Bukola, but Ade for short. I'm a General Advanced Support Engineer at Oracle. I got on the Generations program. That's the AWS Restart one. That was in I finished in September. I got on the program and it was a great experience for me then. And we went through a series of interview process for me to get into the program, and it's been great.
Yeah.
And after the program, I landed my job in Oracle as an advanced support engineer. Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thank
we were literally
you.
just talking just before we came on moments ago about your recent achievements and the things you managed to achieve with Generation UK. So thank you very much for your introduction. Would you maybe be able to tell us a little bit more, Ade, about what it was that you decided to do? So maybe your journey from school, then developing into your journey with Generation UK. So just a very from the beginning, I guess, would be a great place to start.
All right, cool. So my background is in communications. I did mass media and communications. I'm originally from Nigeria. Coming into the UK, I started working as a support worker, but I knew that wasn't what I wanted to do. So I looked for other opportunities to get into tech. Actually, I always wanted to go into tech. So I looked for opportunities, and then I came across the Generations AWS Restart program. I applied. I went through the series of it was a series of processes for us to get into the program. I went through it and I came out successful. And along the line in the program, we went through technical trainings. It was not just all about the technical trainings. I would say it was about even mindset, growth mindset, employability trainings. It was like an all-round training for me. So I got into the program, and after the program, I did my certification. I became certified, and I started applying to jobs. And when I got, I applied to the jobs, and I got an offer with Oracle. So that is the process.
Yeah, that's the process.
Yeah.
So it sounds quite a long process, would you say?
It's like a 3-month boot camp.
3 months.
Yes,
boot
3
camp.
month boot camp.
Yeah.
Yes, and after the boot camp, I think a month after I got my job, I got an offer, but I started in January.
I see.
year.
Okay, so new year, new start.
Yeah, new year, new
Yeah,
start. That's
absolutely.
it.
Well, yeah, congratulations.
Yeah,
That's
thank
amazing
you.
what you've managed to achieve so far.
Yeah.
And then, Steph, I guess a question for you is,
Okay.
what would you say that a boot camp is all about? What is the Generation program in just a few words? Would you say?
Yeah, so I'll kind of start with what is a boot camp. So I know a lot of the audience here might have heard of apprenticeships or other types of pathways, in addition to obviously going to university. But a boot camp or a skills boot camp is essentially a free training program that is going to lead to a career in a particular industry or vocation. So we would say it's a speedy way of developing the technical skills that you need for a particular industry, as well as Ade said, the mindset skills and the employability skills to be a fantastic standout candidate for an employer who has vacancies, who is trying to get the people hired. So yeah, it's no more than 3 months typically. Our programs range between 5 weeks and 12 weeks. So within 3 months, you'll be trained up in your program of choice, your industry of choice, with all the kind of technical and personal qualities and skills that you need to be successful in an interview process, and then be a fantastic employee for someone.
Wow, that is amazing, and I just can't believe that this is free. But we'll get onto that a little bit later. What would you say that the application process is like? Obviously, we've had a little bit of your experience, Ade.
Yeah.
But how does each step go? Would you say?
So I think the first thing to say is we are not assessing people on their qualifications or their work experience or their lack of qualifications and work experience. I mentioned before that we're a charity, so our mission as a charity is to try and widen access to opportunities in popular industries or competitive industries where typically people from underrepresented groups might find it challenging to get their foot in the door. So we are actually actively looking for people who might not have the opportunities to get loads of work experience or get loads of qualifications, or have just really struggled with some barriers to a really cool career. So that's the first thing to say, is that please don't worry if you are applying without those kind of qualifications or experience. What we're looking for is, we call it fire in the belly. So it's like motivation and commitment. You've heard that phrase before, I'm sure. We're looking for people who have got real enthusiasm, real interest in the area of work that they're applying for within our programme, and can demonstrate that in the process. So we're looking for potential, not what you've done before. So the application process itself is a few stages, and we're looking for slightly different things at different stages. First, you'll apply online. You'll complete an application form that gives us some basic details about you, tells us a bit about your life to date, a bit about who you are, where you're from. And then, depending on the programme, you'll typically be asked to do some sort of online task. So for a tech programme, you might be asked to do a quiz, or if it's one of the data programmes, you might be asked to try your hand at a little bit of coding, but you don't need to have done it before. We give you all the instructions.
Yeah, it's so familiar.
And then after that, we'll invite you to have an online interview with a member of Generation staff. So I've actually been doing some this morning and doing some interviews for new candidates this morning, which is always really exciting. And then you'll also, as part of that interview process, you'll do an online group task. So we'll get you in an online Zoom room with a few other candidates, and we'll give you a silly task like, what will you take to a desert island, for example? And it's just to look at how you work together. Can you chat to each other? You don't have to be super outgoing, but it's just see, can you interact with other people? Because our classrooms are very interactive.
Mm-hmm.
None of this kind of sitting at home on your own, just not seeing anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Cameras on, you're interacting with people. And then after that, the very last stage of the process is that you'll have a very informal chat with one of our mentors. So in addition to providing an instructor who teaches the programme, you'll also get a mentor who is going to support you and just kind of almost hold your hand a little bit through the process, through that programme, because we know that life happens sometimes and you need a bit of extra support. So you'll have an informal chat with a mentor just so they can understand what kind of support you might need on the programme. And then we look at all of those different stages together, and we look at it very holistically in one go. And so it doesn't matter if you haven't done so well on one stage. And then we make our decisions based on that. And our classrooms are typically no more than sort of 25, 26 people, so we deliberately keep it quite small. But yeah, so basically if you apply and you try your best through the application process, you've got a really good chance of getting onto a programme.
Yeah. That's wonderful, and to have a small size class as well must have been really beneficial as well.
Yeah.
Did you find that you made loads of friends?
Yeah, I made friends that I still communicate with up to date. Yeah, so it was good. During my time, I think we were about 5 ladies, and we still keep in touch with those people. I just wanted to mention something you said about the mentor call, the informal mentor call. Like during my informal mentor call, when I got on the when I had known that I've been admitted into the program, doubt started settling in. I was like, oh, can I do this? Am I sure I really want to do this? So when I got on the call with the mentor, and I was like, I want to change to retrofit one. Yeah, I was thinking of changing. So she encouraged me. She said, I know you can do this. It's just, sometimes fear creeps in and you want to back out. So she encouraged me, and then she even gave me a link to someone who had done it, who had no background, because I don't come from a tech background at all. So she gave me a link to link up with someone who was in the same position as I was at that time. And I linked up with her. I said, oh, did you actually do this? Is this for real? You got a job after this? And she said, yes. I said, okay, that's good then. Yeah. So that mentor call actually really helped me in the process.
Yeah, I think that's really powerful as
Yeah.
well, to have, you know, mentors on your side as well.
Yeah.
Even if they are in a different industry to you, it can be really, really helpful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. And you seem so happy, by the way, today. You
Yeah,
know?
I am.
You seem
I'm
like
excited.
You've got the job, you've been brought in today, we're on set, we're having a lovely time. So yeah, it's really, really great to see. I also wanted to ask you then, I guess, well, this is probably a more general question / for Steph probably.
Okay.
What would you say are the potential progression opportunities following the Generation Bootcamp? Obviously, we've had Ade's experience. Could you maybe give us some examples of other alumni? And what
Yeah,
they're looking
definitely.
at?
So we run several types of bootcamp programs. So predominantly they're tech programs like Ade's program, in data engineering, data analytics, Amazon Cloud, Google Cloud, a couple of others. We also run a couple of non-tech programs in healthcare and sustainability as well. So your pathway is obviously very much dependent on kind of which program you're picking. We are training up people for the kind of entry-level jobs. So a typical starting salary for a tech program might be somewhere in the region of 24 to 27k. We see starting salaries far outstripping that, but that is the average at the moment. But the really crucial thing is that we're only working with employers who are going to offer progression opportunities. So what we're trying to do is offer or get people into sustainable careers. A lot of people come to us and they've been kind of jobbing, they've been kind of part-time jobs, 0-hour contracts, you know, hopping around quite a lot without a kind of real thread to their career. So we're trying to get people into long-term sustainable careers, so that it doesn't mean you have to stay in the same company forever, but it means that you're going to start out in an industry that is booming. We only pick industries that are booming and have lots of growth potential. And then you're going to be able to blossom and choose which maybe kind of specialist pathway you want to go down afterwards. So we catch up with our graduates, so you can expect this will be coming for you soon. We'll catch up with our graduates kind of 6 months after they start a job, a year after they start a job. And so many of them have had a pay rise or promotion in that time. And like 99% of them are still in that company after a year, which is incredible.
I was going to say, it's a really, really high statistic.
Yeah, you know, so we're training people up to, as I said, have long-term sustainable careers, but from an employer's point of view, they're getting people who are super talented, have all the right technical skills, and have got the right kind of growth mindset to actually stay with their company and progress with them for a few years as well.
Well, that is so wonderful, and I think we do actually have some footage of someone who has completed your course. So should we go and have a little look at that?
Generation UK is a charity that provides great and very intense boot camps to solve a problem. And the problem they're trying to solve is unemployment for young people. Hello, I'm Mustafa. I'm a software engineer, and I did the Tech Talent Accelerator program with Generation UK. And soon I will start a degree apprenticeship with Accenture. Before Generation UK, I was studying programming languages on my own, and I was working on lots of different projects. The problem was that these projects weren't enough to get me into a company. So I told a friend about it who's a tutor at university, and he then introduced me to Generation UK. He told me about the program, I did my research about the charity, and then I applied. Typical day for me looked like I would wake up, and then I would get myself ready, and then I would get myself a coffee and get on my laptop. With that flexibility of working from home, I could go to a coffee shop and work from there, or I just could have worked from home. We would always start at 9 o'clock on time, and the first thing we would do is we would revise what we did the day before. And after that, we were put into breakout rooms where we met our other peers, where we got to know each other, and then we would work on projects for the rest of the day. In a typical day, we would have about, I would say, 3 to 4 lectures. My main lecturer, he was a senior developer himself. So he had more than 30 years of experience, and it was just amazing to learn from him. We also had one-to-one mentoring programs. Sometimes I just needed to talk to someone. And the great thing about Generation is they always listen to you. If you have something to say, they're always there for you. I remember in the first week in my program, what we would do is we would talk a lot about soft skills. We would talk about what does time management mean? How do you stay committed? How do you prevent yourself from procrastinating? All these kind of things that are very, very important to know. Towards the end of the bootcamp, they will also help you to create a CV. They will connect you to employers and even to partner companies that will help you to apply for more companies. Generation helps you a lot. From creating your CV, they help you with mentoring programs. If you have a problem and need to talk to someone, they're always there for you. If you don't have the technical equipment, they will also provide it for you. They will help you from the very beginning to the very end.
So I really hope you enjoyed that short segment telling you all about what it's like to be an alumni or, also a student, I guess, of the Generation UK. So we are going to have a few more questions directed towards Steph and also to Ade. So question for you then, Steph. How can this possibly be a free program? Please do tell me, because it's just amazing.
We get this question a lot. We get a lot of, this is too good to be true. This is a scam. As you say, how on earth could this possibly be free? You're getting expert level tuition, connections to industry, you're going to mentor. We can also provide a laptop and Wi-Fi, and also a place to work if you need to for the duration of the program, again, all for free. So how is that possible? So I mentioned at the start of this that we are a charity, first and foremost. Again, we're a global charity in lots of different countries around the world. And we are so incredibly fortunate to be in receipt of funding from a whole wide range of different funders and different providers. So we receive funding from the government, from the Department of Education, to run some of our bootcamp programs. And we also receive funding from the private sector as well. So we have some kind of really big name funders that are behind Generation and want to support what we do, because they recognize the importance of trying to break down barriers to some of these very popular industries. So, household names like Microsoft are one of our funders, for example. I won't go kind of through them all today, but Microsoft, BlackRock, JP Morgan, some really big names that really believe in what we do and want to make sure that we are set up for success and are able to reach as many people as possible. We are actually operating at the moment in 6 different regions around the UK and Ireland. So we're in London. This is a test now to see if I can get them all right. Greater Manchester, London, Greater Manchester, Yorkshire, the West Midlands, Glasgow and Edinburgh in Scotland, and Dublin in Ireland, although we're also reaching out to more places in Ireland at the moment. So we have, funding from lots of different providers to operate in those regions. And we're always looking for where the next region is going to be potentially in the future as well. But yeah.
You mentioned 16 countries, right?
Yes. Yeah. So we started in the US, in America. We were originally set up by a big management consultancy company in the US. And we've now kind of become our own thing, our own entity. So we have the US, the UK and Ireland, and then we have another sort of 15 around almost every continent apart from, Antarctica. So, which is pretty exciting. There is work. I hear there's some people who need jobs in Antarctica, so we need to get there. But yeah, just to come back to the main point, which was it is all free for our learners. So again, if you need the laptop, if you need the Wi-Fi, if you need space to work because maybe home has got loads of screaming siblings running around, and it's not appropriate to work in, we can provide all of that, and we do. So,
yeah. Wonderful. That's amazing. Mm-hmm. I cannot believe that you can provide this for free, and so many people at home will be like, this is amazing. But yeah, just wonderful. And then go back to you, Ade.
Okay.
How would you describe your experience in a nutshell? And also, what have you learned? What's the biggest learning curve you've had?
I would say the experience was amazing. It was a great one, and this is something I see whenever I'm speaking about generations to people, talking about it to my friends. I'm always so excited to talk about it because of the experience I had then. The level of support there was great. Like the mentorship, the one-to-one sessions we have with our mentors, it was great. It was not just all about the technical training. We had soft skills, and they also helped us to, update our CVs, our LinkedIn. So the experience for me was great. And it was a safe place. We had friends that we could talk to. We learned together. We had group sessions and stuff like that. So it was, for me, it was a great experience. And I've learned so much employability skills. Before now, I wasn't confident with interviews. But, after the session, I became really confident with interviews because we had employability sessions, interviews, like employers will come in and then they act like they are employing us, and then we do these sessions with them. So I've learned a lot from the bootcamp. I learned a lot from the bootcamp, and I just want to say thank you again to Generations. Yeah. Thank you, Generations, for the amazing opportunity given to me. I'm forever grateful. Yeah. Yeah.
You'd never know that you were not confident in sort of doing interviews a few months ago. It's crazy, isn't it?
And then going back to the soft skills, you mentioned that you were studying soft skills as well. What sort of things are you doing to develop these skills?
Okay, we do communications, presentation skills. We also do teamwork. We get on task to do teamwork because in a workplace you need to be able to work in teams. So they just prepared us all round to get a job. Yeah, soft skills, communications, teamwork, presentation. What other soft skills are there? Think of any soft skills that you can think of.
I think resilience is a big one as well.
Resilience.
Yeah, so you might have heard both of us actually use the term growth mindset a couple of times during this session. And that really is the ability to pick yourself up, when something doesn't quite go right. We're all going to experience stuff that doesn't go right. And it's about how you approach that and what kind of attitude you approach that with. Are you going to approach that as that's a learning opportunity for me? I'm going to try and grow from that. As opposed to kind of giving up at that point. So we do quite a lot of work, I would say, on kind of building that resilience, because, even those of us who've been working quite a long time, get rejected sometimes. I've gone for job interviews that I haven't got before, and it's about how you kind of pick yourself up afterwards and kind of keep going, really. So it's building that resilience as well.
Yeah, that's really important, isn't it? To always, to look after yourselves, I guess, and then also cheer on your friends or maybe pick them up when they need the support as well. It can be really, really important. And I guess, we're almost at the end of the interview. We're running out of time here. But we would like to know how our audience can find you, either on social media, through your websites, etc.
So if you go to our website, which is uk.generation.org, you'll find all the information you need about the programs that are running. So our programs run multiple times a year in the different regions that I mentioned earlier. So if there's one that's not running right this moment that you're really interested in, there will be one very soon. So go and have a look at the different programs on our website. It will tell you the difference between the programs. Some of them are different lengths. They obviously focus on slightly different areas of industry. There's a quiz on the website for our tech programs, kind of where do I belong in tech? If you're not quite sure which tech program would be the right one for you, you can go and do that. We've got loads of videos that are linked from our website, like the one that the audience have seen a few minutes ago, where our learners and our alumni are talking about their experience. And there really is nothing like listening to as you can tell, listen to our alumni talk about their experience. They do it so much better than we can. So watch all the videos on there, and just drop us a line and get in touch via the website if you are interested in something, if you have got any questions. But I think the main takeaway I'd like people to hear, I suppose, is if you're reading through the website and there's a program that you're really interested in, but you have that self-doubt, that kind of doubt creeps in, just give it a go anyway. You've got nothing to lose by chucking in an application, and we will work with you to nurture you through the application process.
And also, just for those of you at home, we have also dropped the link to your YouTube channel, and also all the other channels as well are currently in the chat box, which obviously we can't see because we're having this lovely discussion here. But I have another question actually, going back to you wanted to do tech, Ade, and what if someone wasn't sure what path to take? Do you think these videos would help, and your resources? How could they help someone who's not quite sure which industry they might like to go for?
Yeah, I think that's a really good question, and we get a lot of people who aren't quite sure. We also have a lot of people who have been passionate about a particular thing for a long time, but just haven't had the opportunity to break into that industry. So I'd say definitely make use of the resources that are on the website. But more than that, get in touch with us. I have a fantastic team of outreach managers up and down the country whose role it is to kind of go out and speak to potential applicants, potential learners, help them understand what the differences between the programs are, and which one would be right for them. So just don't hesitate to reach out, I suppose. But yeah, so all the resources on the website and the YouTube channel should give you a really good flavour of what the program's all about. What I should also actually mention is once you've applied, you do get invited to a taster session. So you get a taster session online over Zoom, and you'll hear from one of our alumni typically, and you'll typically hear from one of the employers as well, and it'll give you a much kind of deeper dive into what the program's about. And if at that point you decide, okay, I'm not sure if that's the right program for me, we can move you into a different program's application process. That's not typically a problem. So you're not kind of brought in as soon as you make the application.
Where do you see yourself? Where do you see your career going once you've done some work with Oracle?
Right now, I'm with Oracle, and I plan to build my career with Oracle. I plan to see myself in the managerial team someday. Yeah, so making decisions, helping businesses to build solutions, to decide which Oracle solutions is best for them. Yeah, so I see myself in the managerial board someday.
I think I just repeat kind of bit of a cop out maybe, but repeat what I said a second ago, which is just take a chance on yourself. We do get a lot of people who maybe don't always complete the application process because that self-doubt starts creeping in and they start thinking, oh, this is not for someone like me. This industry is not for someone like me. I don't have that potential. Leave it up to us to see your potential. You don't need to worry about that. You don't necessarily need to see it in yourself as soon as you apply. You will by the time you finish a program. You will absolutely see your potential. But that's our job, first and foremost. We will see your potential for you if you're struggling to do that. And so you've got nothing to lose.
Let me just say one last thing. Yeah, thank you. I would say that when on program, I remember my mentor saying something to me because it was loads of information coming in, and she said, "Be like a sponge." For those who are planning to come in, when you come in, be like a sponge, soak in everything. You wouldn't know how much you've taken in as when you try to squeeze out the sponge. So take in everything you can take, and then when it's time for you to explore, when it's time for you to get on your job, you'll be surprised at the kind of things you've learned. There are some things you've learned that you wouldn't know that, oh, I actually learned this. Yeah, so.
Thank you so much for watching. It's been a real pleasure to host for you here today, and take care and see you very soon.